What's up, guys?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Heading to O Street?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop at my buddy's house first, so.
I gotcha. I'll be at fresh time.
Alright.
Well, that's kind of cool. Alright, so what is going on, guys? I'm Lincoln Knott. I'm back for another video. Today's topic was actually a topic that I made a video about a couple of months ago, but I just really didn't like the way the video turned out. I feel like I kind of jumped around from topic to topic. I feel like I repeated a lot of stuff. So we're going to remake this video today on this freshly repaved road. And today's topic is parents and motorcycles. How do you go about convincing them to let you get a bike? How do you go about asking them if you can get a bike? How do you tell them that you want to get a bike? You know, things like that. So first off, I'm going to give you guys kind of my story about how I went about this whole thing. Because, you know, I know a lot of people have made videos similar to this, but I feel like it's a topic that you can't have too many opinions on simply because situations vary. You know, you may come from a different kind of family than somebody else. You may come from a family of riders as opposed to somebody who doesn't. So I'm going to give you my story on how I went about this whole thing and what I did and what I think you guys should do if you're in the same boat as me. So first off, neither of my parents ride motorcycles. Neither of them have ever rode motorcycles. And you know, overall, my parents aren't too fond of them. They don't really particularly like motorcycles, simply because they have had friends who have passed away in them, like in motorcycle accidents, or they've had friends who are still severely messed up to this day because of a motorcycle accident. So growing up, from a very young age, I became fascinated with motorcycles. You know, I would love seeing them out in traffic. I loved seeing people, like such as my neighbors, ride theirs down the street. And I remember being a little kid having little motorcycle Hot Wheels or little like die-cast toys, you know. And I remember from a young age saying to my parents, when I'm older, I want to get a motorcycle. And even from that first time, they told me, not while you were living at home. So throughout the years, I kept saying, I was like, man, I really love motorcycles. I really want to get one when I grow up. And they would still tell me, not while you're living at home. So eventually I kind of got to the age of high school, you know, where I started driving. And at that point, that's when I like really kind of did a lot of research on motorcycles. I like just like all of a sudden got like really into them. You know, I had always liked them, but I just got like super fascinated with them. And so I started doing a lot more research on them, like watching videos on them, like watching other motovloggers and stuff. That's how I really first actually got into motovlogging, was watching other guys like while I was in high school. Don't you dare pull out. But so when I kind of got into, you know, doing a lot of research on them, I was like doing research on how to ride them and like different types and stuff like that. And I kind of said to my parents, I was like, hey, look, you know, I'm old enough to I'm, you know, old enough to drive. I'm old enough to ride. I really want to get a motorcycle. And they said, nope, you're not getting one. And you know, I told them, I said, why? And they're like, well, you know, it's just we've had friends that have died in motorcycle accidents. We've had people that we know get severely injured in motorcycle accidents, and we don't want that to happen to you while you are under our control. While you are living at home, we ask that you do not get a motorcycle. We do not want you getting one while you live at home. When you move out, that's entirely on you. If you want to get one while you have your own place, you know, go ahead and get one, but not while you live at home. So at that point, I started doing a bunch of research, watching guys' videos on what to do if your parents tell you no when you say you want a motorcycle, how to convince them. And, you know, I was looking up videos where people were talking about, like, you know, tell them that you're going to be safe, you know, tell them about, you know, the things you're going to do to be safe on a motorcycle. So I did that. I told my parents, I was like, I'm always gonna wear my gear. I'm gonna wear a good riding jacket, which I still do to this day. Been riding for almost 3 years. I still wear my Alpine Stars leather. I wear good gloves and everything. I have a good helmet. And, you know, I told my parents, you know, I'm always going to wear that sort of stuff. I'm going to start out on a smaller bike that doesn't have a whole lot of power, so that way, you know, I can't really go fast on them. I'm going to take the MSF course, which I did that. And they were like, you know, look, we know you're going to be safe on them. You know, we know you're a good kid. You have a good head on your shoulders. You're smart. I know that you're going to be safe on them. It's other drivers on the road, people who are texting and driving and don't see you, people who merge into you, people who run a red light and crash into you, people who rear end you. It's those people that we are worried about, not necessarily you. We still don't want you to get a bike. And I was like, well, shit. So then I came across this other guy that told me, just straight up get one. If you're 18, you can buy a motorcycle, you can get it registered to you, and your parents can't do anything about it. You already have the bike. They can't force you to sell it because you are 18 and it's in your name. So I did that, I was going to do that. You know, I bought a helmet, I got my motorcycle learner's permit, I got gloves and stuff, and I had full intentions of going and buying a bike without my parents having any say in it. I had found a couple. I was, you know, looking up on Craigslist, and I came across one. I was this asshole. I'm the guy that messaged somebody saying, hey, is this still available? He was like, yep. I was like, when can I come take a look at it? And they were like, well, you can come this weekend or whatever. So I didn't go for this reason. I told my parents, I was like, you know, I'm 18. I have the money right now to go buy this bike. What is stopping me from doing it? I'm 18. I can do it. And my parents said, well, if you have the money to go buy that bike, if you have the money to insure it and license it, keep gas in it, change the oil in it, keep up on all maintenance, get all the gear and stuff, and, you know, overall, you know, afford that bike, then you're doing pretty good for yourself, so you can go ahead and move out into your own place right now. I was like, all right, you got me there. I was still in college at that point. I didn't really have the money, since I was only working part-time at a body shop, to move out on my own. So at that point, I kind of dropped it. And a little while later, I really kind of understood what they were getting at. You know, I was so caught up in my own head of wanting something really badly and getting mad that it wasn't going my way, that, you know, I didn't really listen to what my parents were saying. What they were saying to me was, you know, obviously we care about you. We love you. We've watched you grow up, and we've tried to raise you the best that we could with all the care and the love in the world. And we don't want to see you get killed in a motorcycle accident because of our own negligence. It would not be right of us as parents to throw you out there with only a couple years worth of driving experience onto something that has 2 wheels and is done for if anything hits it. And, you know, I really kind of understood that then. And so I didn't bother them about it anymore after that, because I understood what they were getting at. And so I waited a couple of years. I moved out when I was 20 years old. And, you know, a couple months after that, I had bought my red CBR that I kind of started this YouTube channel off of. And honestly, I'm glad that I did wait. Because I could promise you, if I was anywhere between the ages of 16 or 18 years old, I probably would have died on a motorcycle. I had a Mustang GT as my high school car. I drove that thing like a dumbass. I drove fast everywhere. I drove like there was nobody else on the road, and I could promise you, if I had a motorcycle, I would have done the exact same thing on that. So I guess my point there is, you may tell yourself, oh yeah, I'll be safe, I won't be stupid, but once you get comfortable on that bike, you're gonna be doing some dumb shit. Everybody does. I have a friend named Alex, His first bike was a Yamaha R6. I remember like kind of helping him first start riding, and he would like never do the speed limit. Like the speed limit was 45 and he would be doing 35 just because, you know, he was scared of the bike. But within a month of getting comfortable on it, he's like, yeah, I was doing 140 down this street the other day. And it's like, dude, you have less than a month of riding experience. He's like, yeah, but like I feel comfortable on it now. And it's like, so see, second you get comfortable on that bike, you're going to be doing dumb stuff. You don't argue with me on that one. Everybody does. But so, I mean, I guess essentially my point to all of this is, you know, just overall respect what your parents wish for you, you know? It's like they're not telling you, no, you can't get a bike because they're trying to ruin the fun. You know, they're not saying, oh, wow, a motorcycle sounds like it would be a lot of fun. I'm going to not let my kid do that. It's just because they want you to be safe. They want to make sure that, you know, you're okay and that you're safe and that you're not going to die, because ultimately that is a parent's goal, to not have their kid die. But I mean, there's still no harm in trying. You know, if you want a motorcycle, you know, like I know a lot of people, for instance, Katie, that girl that I ride with a lot, her parents encouraged her to get a motorcycle because her mom grew up riding with parents who rode, you know? So it's a third generation thing for her family. Similar with a lot of other people that I know, like their parents all ride, so you know, they obviously started riding when they could too. They ride with their parents. So, you know, it's like, yeah, there's no harm in asking at all. You know, ask your parents if you can get a bike, but if they say no, you know, overall just don't argue with it. It's not worth it. It really is not worth it to ruin your relationship with your parents just for a motorcycle when you can get one just a couple of years later. You know, if you're anywhere from the age of 16 to 20, you know, you're still young. You have probably another 60, 70 years ahead of your life. And that's all time that you can ride that motorcycle. You know, I know it would make every parent very happy to have their kid just listen to them. You know, if you say, hey, can I get a motorcycle? And they say no, then you say, okay, you know, thanks for the answer. You know, I understand why you don't want me to, but, you know, just, you know, thanks for looking out for me. I promise your parents would love to hear that, as opposed to, well, fuck you, I'm gonna get a bike anyway. So I hope, you know, my little rant here maybe kind of helped you out with your situation a little bit. You know, trust me, I was there too. You know, if you're young and you want to get a bike and your parents don't let you, you know, trust me, I know how bad it sucks to really want something and have your parents tell you no. But in the grand scheme of things, that couple of years that you have to wait is just more time for you to grow up, get a little bit more mature, and maybe see that doing really dumb stuff on a motorcycle isn't a good idea, especially if you're like me and you've had 4 of your friends pass away in motorcycle accidents. It really does suck, and it really kind of puts things into perspective for you. The dude over there on the ground is actually the guy that I saw over on 40th Street, and then I met up with a couple of my friends at Fresh Time, which is a little grocery store along O Street. One of them was my old co-worker from, oh my god, 2015, I think, back when I still worked at the grocery store. It's good seeing friends that you used to have get bikes, and then you kind of reconnect with them, and even reconnect with new people. That's definitely a good side of bikes. But guys, thanks for checking out my video. Like I said, I hope what I've said, you know, maybe kind of helps you with your situation a little bit. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.